Hi, my name is Kat, and this is for my fellow runners out there. You probably already know how important it is to warm up before and cool down after your run. But a little confession, I'm not a huge fan of the classic warm-ups, which is why I often end up neglecting them. So I've designed this little yoga sequence to help you dynamically warm up before your run and cool down after. I hope you enjoy it. We'll start standing up and go slow to begin with. Let's inhale, take the arms overhead. And exhale, release them in a big circle down. Couple more, breathe in through the front, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, release them down, broaden your shoulders. Inhale up. This time, grab your right wrist with your left hand, and on the exhale, soften your body sideways, opening through the right side body, ribs and armpit. Take your gaze over from your right arm to the sky. And as an option, you may choose to bend your left knee and sink your right hip further out to stretch through the side body a little bit more. Inhale, rise up again. Exhale, grab the left wrist, lean to the left. Take a moment to adjust, maybe taking the gaze up, maybe bending that right knee. Inhale, rise again. Switch hands. Bend your left knee, step your right foot behind you, crossing the thighs and squeezing them together. And again on the exhale, squeeze your body to the left. Open your gaze up. Inhale, rise. Switch hands, switch legs, bend that standing leg. Exhale into a side bend. Inhale and rise. Exhale, fold at the hip and bend your knees a lot to reach your hands to the floor. Bring your hands to your shins. On an inhale, reach forward through the crown. Bring your torso parallel to the floor. On the exhale, step your left foot back. Set the knee down. Inhale, push the hips forward. Exhale, bring them back a touch. Set the knee over the ankle. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up, lifting through the crown, open your chest. Exhale, roll back down, set your hands shoulder width apart. Inhale, lift the back knees, step into your plank, knees can come on down. Exhale, knees and belly come down to the floor, keep your elbows tucked in. Free your toes, inhale into baby cobra, lift the chest and head and pull the shoulders back. Exhale, come back down to the floor. Inhale, lift to your hands and knees, tuck your toes. Exhale, lift into your downward facing dog. Hips pulling up and back, heels reaching down, and a little walk of the dog. We're going to lower one heel, then the other. Press the hands into the floor and reach your spine in a nice long line. I soften both legs a little bit. Breathe in and take your left leg up and back. On the exhale, dynamically step between your hands with the left foot and lower your left knee. Inhale, push the hips forward. Exhale, pull back, fix the knee over ankle. Breathe in, take your arms overhead. Exhale, place your hands back down and step your right foot next to the left. Bend those knees. Inhale, halfway lift, reach the crown forward, tailbone back. Exhale, lower back down. Roll up through the spine. Take your time. Find every vertebra in your body, stack them on top of each other, and roll your shoulders back, lift your head, ready for the other side. Inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, fold at the hip. Halfway lift, push off your shins. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back and lower your knee. Inhale, push your pelvis forward, roll the shoulder blades back. Exhale, pull the knee over the ankle and find some strength. Inhale, reach your arms up through the front, lift your torso above the pelvis. Exhale, pull your hands down again. Inhale, lift the back knees, step into plank. Knees can come on down. Exhale, knees, belly, lower onto the floor, untuck your toes, bring the elbows close. Inhale, roll up, squeeze your glutes and back muscles. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, push up onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes. Exhale, lift up into downward facing dog. And once again, walk your dog. Squeeze one heel down, then the other. You can bend the knee really deeply on the foot where the heel is lifted. Soften both knees. On the inhale, lift your right heel up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, dynamically lead that right foot between the hands and lower the left knee. Inhale, reach forward with your chest and pelvis. Exhale, lead the right knee over the ankle. Inhale, lift your torso, hug your ribs, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower your fingertips back down and step up to the front of your mat. Inhale for a halfway lift. This time, exhale, soften your knees, squeeze your hips down and reach your arms forward. Take your weight into the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sit your hips back, bring the weight into the heels, bring your arms behind you, interlace the fingers round the back. Inhale, arch your back, lift your chest and gaze. Exhale, fold belly to thighs, knees bent, arms come over your head. Use momentum of the arms. Inhale, lift up, squeeze your thighs together. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. Release your arms down. Lift up halfway, hands pushing off the shins. On the exhale, left foot steps back, knee down to the floor. At this point, if you need extra space, you may lift onto your fingertips, or you may use a pair of yoga blocks or something similar in shape. When I'm somewhere without the access to yoga blocks, I might grab a pair of books or even a pair of Tupperware containers. On the next inhale, let your pelvis sink forward. On the exhale, pull the hips back and gradually start increasing the range. Every time you breathe in, lift your chest a little higher, sink the hips forward. Every time you breathe out, start tapping into the hamstrings on the front leg. You're not only warming up your muscles, you're also working with your breath. Set your knee over the ankle. If you've been using blocks, set them aside. Use your hands to prop you up and lift the back knee and turn your left heel inwards. Foot twisted enough so the full sole of the foot is on the floor. Front heel intersecting the arch. Use your left hand to dynamically, like a windmill, lift your torso up. Set your arms wide, bend the front knee, set it over the ankle. Straighten the left leg, tuck your tail slightly under. Inhale, rise up through the arms, straighten the front leg. And on the exhale, turn the right toes towards the front left corner, left toes towards the back left corner. Inhale, reach up, lengthen through entire body. Exhale, bend the knees and elbows to 90 degrees. Get wider. Inhale up. Exhale, sit into squat. Up. Squat. Breathe in and out. In, out. In, out. One more time we go up. And keep your arms long overhead as you turn your left foot to the back of the mat. Right foot turns in slightly so the foot is intersecting the arch again. Bend the front knee until it comes over the ankle. Then open your arms wide. Keep your shoulders over the pelvis. Take a breath here. And windmill your arms towards your left leg. Lift the back heel and soften the knee to the floor. Now again, feel free to go and grab your blocks or lift onto your fingertips and gently lead your pelvis forward and back. Don't forget the breath. Inhale on the way forward. Exhale as you stretch your hamstrings. Fix the front knee over the ankle, lift the back knee and bring both hands to the inside of your left leg so you can walk along the long edge of the mat, turn your right foot around. And this time lift onto the right heel, sinking the pelvis towards your left. Open the chest between the arms. You might just choose to bounce here up and down, stretching the inner thighs. And then walk your hands across to the right foot, turn the foot more towards the front of the mat, lift the left foot onto the heel and support yourself with your hands as you bounce. Pause the movement, walk your hands across to the front. Turn your pelvis and left leg so you can step up to the front of your mat. Take a breath in, reach the torso halfway up. Exhale and lift through slightly bent knees into standing. Come down to the middle of your mat so you've got plenty of space. Spread your right toes. Soften your right knee as you transfer the weight over to the right foot and lift your left knee up. On the exhale, we're going to kick that left heel back and lower the torso. Standing legs slightly bent to help us maneuver back into that standing position, bringing the left knee in front. Now you can add your runner's arms. Bring your right arm as the left knee's at the front, left arm as you move it back. Breathe in, breathe out. In and out. In, out. One more in, out. Come back up. Set your left foot down, spread the toes, soften the knee, and work to transfer your weight so you can lift your right knee level with your pelvis. Again, on the inhale, we lengthen here, we find the footing. On the exhale, we push the right heel back, lower the torso, try to keep the hips square. If you want to add the arms, as the knee lifts, your left arm goes forward. As the knee pulls back, we open up. As the leg pulls back, right arm comes to front. In and out. In, out. In, out. In, out. One more time. In and exhale. Bring your foot down. Truthfully, You can carry on with these if you don't feel warm enough. Otherwise, you're done. Have a great run. Welcome back. I hope you had a great run, and I hope you achieved exactly what you set out to do, even if it meant restricting yourself a little bit so you can run easy. Let's cool down. Feel free to use any props you have available. For a cool down, I like to have a blanket handy, and again a pair of blocks just in case I need to bridge the gap between my body and the floor. Start standing near the front of your mat. Take a breath in, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, release your hands to heart center. Connect with your breathing, with how you feel. Inhale, take your arms back up. And exhale, hands through heart center, bend your knees and roll down into a standing forward bend. Step your left foot back and soften your hips forward. Drive your pelvis towards your right heel. You might again choose to lift your hands onto a pair of blocks for a bit of higher support. Open your collarbones, try not to slump your back. And push your left heel back and drive your knee up to the ceiling. Set your knee to the floor. A blanket can be a great accessory here if your knees are sensitive. Lift your torso and actually pull your pelvis back a touch so you have the freedom to tuck the tailbone, hug the ribs in, hug the front of your belly in, but open the chest regardless. Like you're tying a corset around the midsection. With everything engaged, start bringing the hips slightly forward until you feel the front of your hip flexor stretch on the left side. And find a way to rest here, maybe hands to your heart or hands resting on the right thigh for support. Try to keep your spine long. Avoid curving in the lower spine. Relax your face. It might not be the most pleasant thing in the world, but it shouldn't be painful. Take another breath here. Release the hips back a touch, relax your belly and lower your hands down either side of your right foot again. If you're using blocks, you may even go onto the higher end so you've got a lot of movement accessible through the hips. And pull the pelvis back until it's hovering over your back knee. If it wants to go further, if you've got quite flexible hamstrings, you might just choose to walk your right foot forward. If it's the other way around, you can't quite reach it back there, pull your leg in. We're going to lift onto the heel. You're going to walk the hands under your shoulders for the most stable support. Lift your right foot onto the heel and pull the sit bone back to level the pelvis. Don't let it lift or come out the side. And notice where you're at in terms of your hamstrings. You're very welcome to bend that right knee a little bit as long as you can feel it. Straightening the leg is almost never the goal in yoga. And certainly we don't want to injure ourselves cooling down after a run. Just look for a stretch that feels a little bit challenging, but overall brings some pleasure into the body. Keep your spine long. Connect back with your breathing. Soften the front knee, transfer the weight forward onto the foot. Take your blocks, set them aside so you can plant your hands firmly into the mat, lift the back knee, step into plank, and on the exhale, lift the hips up into downward facing dog. Bend the knees generously so you can form a nice long line from your hands to your sit bones. Press the palm and each fingertip into the floor. Lower your head, free your neck.
Drive your shoulder blades onto your back. And you can walk your dog, or you can simply lower both heels down, allowing the hamstrings to stretch a little more passively. As you soften your knees, take the gaze forward. Lock your gaze into the space between the hands. So you can step your left foot between the hands. And if you didn't quite step far enough, well, that's okay. You can shuffle the foot forward. You're welcome to lift onto blocks here. Push the pelvis forward. Lift the center of your chest and drive the back heel away from your pelvis and pull the knee in towards the ceiling. Bring the back knee to the floor. Lift through your torso. Ease off on the hips so you can tuck the tail and hug the ribcage. Open your shoulders again. And as you keep your corset engaged, bring the hips forward enough so you can feel your hip flexors stretching on the right side. Once again, bring your hands together or rest them on your left thigh for extra support. If the thigh feels far away, you can even use a block to bridge the gap. Release your hips back. Walk your hands forward again, maybe lifting higher on your blocks or on your fingertips. Reach your hips over the back knee, potentially shuffling the front heel closer or further away from you. Walk your hands under your shoulders and lift onto the heel, flex the toes in, pull the sit bone towards the back to level the pelvis, and stay here, lengthen through the spine. Use your breath to your advantage. With every exhale, you have the chance to soften. It doesn't have to be in the hamstrings, just anywhere in the body to create overall better sense of the body, a little more relaxation. And with these, you're always welcome to go a little bit lower if something frees up, so long as you can keep your back straight. Keep the toes tense towards you, keep your pelvis level. Bend the front knee, transfer the weight into your foot, set your blocks aside, plant your hands either side of the left foot and bring it back into tabletop. Step the knees and feet together and walk your hands in towards you, finding a space. Sit on your heels, release your torso into a vertical position. Find the alignment of the spine that does not have the arch. In fact, you're better off tucking the pelvis under a little bit and hugging the lower belly. Feel the stretch through the front of the leg, the front of the knee, maybe quite intense in the arches of the feet. But if you can't feel very much, you're very welcome to lean back, transferring the weight into your hands behind you. Lifting through the chest a little bit, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Walk your hands to the front once again. Free your feet and swing your legs in one direction, falling over to one hip to come into a seated position. Here you're very welcome to sit on a blanket to soften the ground. Set your hands behind you, turn your fingers to the front. Lengthen your right leg, cross your left shin over the right thigh. Be careful not to bring your foot over the knee as it might bend the ankle sideways. In fact, we want to bring it a little bit deeper so it's the ankle bone pressing above the knee, and flex the toes of your left foot towards the knee. Draw your right foot in, regulate how close or far from you want that foot to be, and actively open up through the left knee until you feel tension in the outer hip. There shouldn't be any pain in the knee, any twisting sensation. Open up through the collarbones and gently rock here from side to side. Seize the movement, stretch your right leg long again to free your left leg and switch sides. Again, be careful with the ankle. Flex the toes of your right foot towards the knee and draw your left knee enough so you can open up through the right shin and feel the tension rise in the outer hip. Be careful not to sink into the shoulders, lift through the center of your chest. And then gently rock your hips and legs from side to side. Let go of the movement, free your left leg so you can unhook your right. Walk your hands in to align your shoulders over your pelvis. And you might press your hands into the floor so you can lift the seat and pull it back, almost as if you're arching, or physically use your hands to roll your thighs from the inside out, freeing some space, creating a more stable seat. Bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Open your knees away from each other. This is where blocks may once again come in handy. But you can use rolled up blankets, you can use pretty much anything that you can prop under your thighs or knees to bridge the gap to create some support. From here, reach down with your straight arm wherever your hands land, on the shin, perhaps around your ankles, or even wrapped around the outside of your feet, wherever you can comfortably grab on without overextending through the lower back. Take an inhale, reach the center of your chest between your upper arms. And on the exhale, begin to bend your elbows, lowering the whole entire upper body down towards your feet. Try not to round your back, not yet anyway. If you're in this position, you might find it handy to bring the elbows to the knees and open them up a little bit further, only if that feels good and doesn't create any painful sensations in the knee. If you're going even further down, you might bring the elbows in front of the shins and pull yourself into the stretch, gently rounding your back, lowering your head, only reaching down through the center of your chest though. Connect with your breathing and find softness with every exhale. Through a rounded spine, start to lift up into an upright position and free yourself. Well done. I hope that felt nice.
Come back to warm up with me for your next run. Bye.